Your cat is talking to you right now, not with meows, not with purrs, with something far more honest, far more revealing. Their tail. And here's the unsettling truth most cat owners never realize. While you're watching their face, their real emotions are being broadcast from the other end of their body. Think about it. Have you ever been petting your cat? Everything seems peaceful, and then suddenly, they bite you? You stand there confused, maybe a little hurt, wondering what you did wrong. The answer was there the entire time. It was waving in the air right in front of you. You just didn't know how to read it. A cat's tail is not random. It is not just for balance. It is the most accurate emotional barometer in the entire animal kingdom. Every flick, every sway, every twitch is a sentence, a confession, sometimes a warning. And the cats who feel most misunderstood in this world are the ones living with humans who never learned to listen with their eyes. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through the 8 tail signals every single cat owner must know. The fast whip that comes seconds before a bite, the slow sway that hides something darker than focus, the tail wrapped softly around your leg that means more than you'll ever realize, the puffed tail of pure terror, and the tiny twitching tip that most people completely miss until it's too late. By the end of this video, you will look at your cat differently. You will understand them on a level most owners never reach in a lifetime. And if you truly love your cat, if you want to finally see them, hear them, protect them, then go ahead and subscribe. Not for me, for them. Because the cat sleeping next to you tonight has been trying to tell you something for years. And tonight, you're finally going to listen. You're sitting on the couch. Your cat is curled up beside you, soft and warm. You're stroking their back, feeling that gentle vibration of a purr. And somewhere in the back of your mind you think, this is perfect. This is love. And then, without warning, their teeth sink into your hand. You jerk away, shocked, almost betrayed. Why? You whisper. I was being so gentle. But your cat warned you. They warned you for nearly 30 seconds before that bite ever happened. You just didn't see it. The fast tail whip is the most aggressive, most overlooked signal in cat communication. It's not playful. It's not happy. It is the feline equivalent of someone clenching their fists. The tail snaps back and forth like a whip, sharp and rhythmic, slicing through the air with a tension you can almost feel. And every single whip is a sentence. Stop, 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 stop. I once knew a woman who genuinely believed her cat was wagging like a dog when he was happy. For years, she would pet him faster the harder his tail moved. For years, he kept biting her. She thought he was unstable, aggressive, broken. But he wasn't broken. He was screaming in his own quiet language, and no one in his entire life had ever bothered to translate. When you see that fast, agitated whip, the most loving thing you can do is stop. Not slow down. Stop. Pull your hand back. Give them space. Because in that moment, your cat is not rejecting you. They are protecting you from themselves. They are saying, I love you, but I'm overstimulated and I don't want to hurt you. That is not aggression. That is honesty. And once you learn to honor it, your bond will deepen in a way you cannot imagine. But here's where things get even more mysterious, because not every tail movement is a warning. Some of them hide something far more primal. Picture this. Your cat is crouched low at the window. Outside, a bird flutters across the garden. Your cat doesn't move, doesn't blink, but their tail is alive. Sweeping slowly, almost lazily, side to side along the floor. Soft, hypnotic, beautiful. Most people think this means contentment. They think their cat is relaxed, watching the world. They couldn't be more wrong. The slow tail sway is the signature of the predator. It is millions of years of jungle hardwiring rising to the surface inside your living room. When that tail moves like a metronome, slow and deliberate, your cat is not resting. They are calculating, locked on. Every cell in their body is preparing for something to die. But here's what makes this signal truly fascinating. The slow sway doesn't only appear during hunting. It also appears when your cat is mentally torn, internally tense. When two emotions are colliding inside them. Maybe they want to approach you, but something is making them hesitate. Maybe they're curious about a guest, but they're not ready to commit. The slow sway is the tale of a mind in conflict. I remember watching a black cat at a friend's house. New people had arrived, and he sat in the middle of the room, perfectly still, but his tail was sweeping in long, smooth arcs across the rug. Everyone said, "He's relaxed, look how chill he is." 10 minutes later, he hissed and bolted. He had been telling them the entire time, slowly, quietly, tensely. So when you see that slow sway, don't reach, don't approach, watch. Because your cat is making a decision. And the next signal we're about to talk about? It is the polar opposite. It is one of the most beautiful gestures of love a cat will ever offer you. And 9 out of 10 owners never even notice. You're standing in the kitchen, maybe making coffee, half awake. Your cat walks past your legs and, for just a second, you feel something. A soft, gentle curl of fur sliding around your ankle, a whisper of a touch, and then they're gone, off into another room like nothing happened. But something did happen, something profound. When a cat wraps their tail around you, even for a second, they are doing the deepest thing a cat is capable of doing socially. In the wild, cats only intertwine tails with members of their family, with siblings, with mothers, with the small inner circle they would die to protect. It is not a casual gesture. It is a vow. And when your cat does it to you, they are saying, in the most ancient language they know, "You are mine. You are safe. You are my person." I had a tiny gray tabby once who did this every single morning. She would walk by, curl her tail around my calf, and keep walking. Never once looked up. Never asked for food, never asked for anything. It was just a passing whisper, a signature. For years I thought it was random. Then I learned what it meant, and I cried in my kitchen like a child. She had been telling me she loved me every single morning, for 9 years. If your cat does this to you, please understand. You are not their owner. You are their family. You are part of their colony. And in the cold logic of feline survival, that is the highest title that exists. But love is not the only thing a tail can express skyward. Sometimes the tail rises for a completely different reason. And what's happening inside the cat in those moments is something every owner should learn to recognize. There's a sound every cat owner knows. The soft pad of paws walking across the floor toward you. You look down, and there they are, walking with purpose, their tail held high, perfectly straight, the very tip sometimes curved like a tiny question mark. And in that moment, before you've even said a word, they have already greeted you. The tail held straight up is the cat's hello. It is their handshake, their open door. It says, "I see you, I trust you, and I am happy you're here." Kittens learn this in their very first weeks of life. When a mother cat walks toward her babies, her tail rises like a flag, and the kittens instantly know it is safe to approach. That instinct never leaves them. So when your adult cat lifts their tail high as they walk toward you, they are returning to that earliest, purest version of themselves. The kitten that trusted unconditionally. The kitten that felt safe. I once watched a fluffy orange Persian named Marmalade greet his human after she came home from the hospital. She had been gone for 3 days. The moment she opened the door, he came around the corner, tail straight up, walking slowly, almost ceremonially. He didn't run. He didn't meow. He just walked to her with that little flag flying high and pressed his head into her shin. She broke down sobbing. He had missed her, and he was telling her, in the only way he knew, "You are home. I am here." Everything is okay now. Pay attention to that vertical tail. It is the rarest and purest form of "I love you" your cat will ever give. But not every tail rises for joy. Sometimes a tail rises because something inside your cat has just shattered. Imagine the sudden crash of a falling pan in the kitchen. In half a second before you've even turned your head, your cat has transformed. Their back is arched, their fur is standing on end, and their tail has become something else entirely. Twice its normal size. A bottle brush. A fluffy, electrified explosion of pure terror. This is the puffed tail. and it is one of the most misunderstood signals in the feline world. People laugh at it. They take pictures of it. They post it online with funny captions. But what's actually happening inside that cat in that moment is heartbreaking. Their nervous system has just slammed every emergency lever it has. Adrenaline is flooding their bloodstream. Their tiny heart is racing at over 200 beats per minute. They are not being cute. They are bracing for death. The puffed tail is an evolutionary trick. By making themselves look bigger, cats hope to scare off whatever has terrified them. It is the body screaming what the voice cannot. I am small. I am scared. Please, please don't come closer. I once saw a Siamese cat puff up at the sight of a vacuum cleaner. The owner laughed and chased her with it, thinking it was a game. The cat hid under the bed for 3 days and refused to eat. That moment changed her forever. The trust between them never quite returned. If you ever see your cat puffed up, do not laugh. Do not reach. Do not move. Sit down. Speak softly. Let them recover. Because in that fragile second, you are not just their owner. You are the only safe thing left in their world. And how you respond will be remembered. But fear doesn't always come in explosions. Sometimes it comes quietly, low to the ground, and that's where most owners stop paying attention. You walk into the room. Your cat is there, but something feels off. They're not running. They're not hiding. They're just moving, slowly, quietly. And their tail is hanging low, almost dragging behind them, sometimes tucked slightly between their back legs. Most people don't notice this. They see a calm cat, a quiet cat, and they go about their day. But that low tail is one of the saddest signals in the entire feline language. A tail that drops near or below the level of the back means your cat is uncertain, uneasy. They might be in pain. They might be intimidated by another animal in the home. They might be sensing tension between humans because cats are emotional sponges and they feel everything we try to hide. A low tail is the body whispering, "I don't feel safe right now." I remember a white cat named Luna who started carrying her tail low for 2 weeks straight. Her owner thought she was just being moody, but something in his gut told him to take her to the vet. They found a urinary infection that had been quietly torturing her. She couldn't tell him with words. She couldn't even tell him with her eyes. But her tail had been dragging the truth across the floor for 14 days. So if you ever notice your cat's tail hanging unusually low, please pay attention. Don't dismiss it. Don't laugh it off. Sit with them. Watch them. Because something in their world has shifted, and they are quietly asking you to notice. But sometimes the smallest movement of all carries the loudest message, and the next signal is the one most owners completely miss until it explodes. Your cat is sitting at the window perfectly still. From across the room, they look like a little statue. Calm, serene, almost meditative. But if you walk closer and look carefully at the very end of their tail, you'll see it. A tiny twitch. Just the tip. Once. Twice. A flicker of motion so small you almost convince yourself you imagined it. That twitch is everything. The tail tip twitch is the most subtle and dangerous signal a cat gives, because it lives in two opposite emotional worlds. On one hand, it can mean intense excitement. Your cat has spotted a fly, a bird, a string, and every nerve in their body is firing with anticipation. On the other hand, that same tiny twitch can mean rising irritation. A slow simmer of frustration that, if ignored, will boil over into a full whip and then into teeth. The trick is learning the context. A twitching tip while staring out the window? Predator mode. A twitching tip while you're petting them and chatting on the phone? You have about 30 seconds before they bite you. I had a Maine Coon mix who was the gentlest creature on earth, but if you scratched his belly for too long, his tail tip would start to flutter. So small you could miss it if you blinked. I learned to stop the moment I saw it, and in 8 years, he never once bit me. We had a contract written entirely in twitches. Pay attention to that tiny tip. It is the punctuation mark at the end of every feline sentence. It tells you when to continue and when to stop. But there's one final truth that ties all of this together. And without it, every signal you've just learned will sometimes lie to you. Here is the secret no cat trainer, no vet, no online article ever fully explains. The tail, on its own, can deceive you. A tail can twitch in excitement and look identical to a tail twitching in anger. A tail can rise in confidence and look almost the same as a tail rising in alarm. If you read the tail in isolation, you will misread your cat half the time. And that's where so many bonds break down. The truth is that a cat's body is a sentence, and the tail is only one word. To understand the whole sentence, you must read the ears and the eyes at the same time. Forward ears with a high tail, pure joy. Forward ears with a twitching tail tip, hunting focus. Flattened ears with a puffed tail, terror. Flattened ears with a slow sway, aggression building. Half-closed eyes with a tail wrapped around you, total trust. Wide, dilated eyes with a low tail, fear. Every combination tells a different story, and once you start reading them together, you will feel like you have unlocked a hidden language that has been hiding in plain sight your entire life. I have a friend who started watching her cat this way for 1 week. Just 1 week. She sent me a message at the end of it and said, "I feel like I just met him for the first time." That's what happens. The cat doesn't change. You change. Your eyes finally open. Your cat is a poem. The tail is the rhythm. The ears are the melody. The eyes are the soul. And when you finally read all three together, you stop being just an owner. You become the one thing every cat dreams of having. Someone who truly understands them. Your cat has been writing you letters with their tail every single day of your life together. Tonight, you finally learned how to read them. From this moment on, every flick, every sway, every soft curl around your leg will mean something real to you. And your cat will feel that shift even if they never tell you. If this video helped you see them clearly for the first time, do me one small kindness. Hit that subscribe button and the like so more cat lovers can finally hear what their cats have been trying to say. And before you go, leave a comment and tell me where in the world you're watching from tonight. I want to know which corner of the planet your beautiful cat is sleeping in right now.